podcast is brought to you by Society Art Villeray. This exclusive gallery features local and international artists showcasing their extraordinary artistic talents. This fine gallery may also serve as a venue for your special events. You can find them on Instagram and online at societyart.ca. Thank you, Society Art Villeray. And now we return you to your podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to what is going to be a remarkable podcast. Now, I see that on a lot of podcasts, a lot of episodes, and the reason why I say that is because all guests are remarkable. However, this one, it touches home because it has something to do with something very close to the Italian culture. And this is going to be very fun, very funny. So everybody has to sit back, relax, enjoy, laugh, have a glass of wine maybe, who knows?
We start the new year with a bang.
We start with a bang, that's it. That's what it is. So we have to start it full throttle. It's like full stampede.
Get your mind out of the gutter. Take it easy.
I
set you up.
2025 starts beautiful.
I set you up
Hi,
for that.
Vanni.
That
How
was
are
great.
you? How are you, Vanni? It's always a pleasure.
Fantastic.
There you go. So 2025 is starting a little bit alla storta. So before we begin, though, we have to always introduce those who sponsor us. And the reason being is because we are so happy to have them on board. Because without them, we'd be sad. We'd be sad because they're not there, but we wouldn't be sad because we love the podcast. So it's like a double-edged sword. But in any case...
That's a long way of saying we really like the money. That's a long way of saying...
Vanni just goes straight to the point. I go around because I like them to feel appreciated.
You're a skater.
Vanni just like...
We're very similar.
We're
Vanni
very
just
similar.
hits the tree. I go around.
Straight.
Okay?
I love the money and it's great, man.
That's
The more of it, the better. So we'd like to thank first and foremost our recurring sponsor, Van Cropsel. He is a real estate broker from Remax Alliance. Van, you are the man. He knows everything from buying to selling, paperwork, notaries, arpenteur, which is the land surveyors. He is your guy, commercial and residential. You can reach him at 438-402-9471. Equipe Cropsel, VANC at remax-quebec.com or vancropsel.com. Thank you so much, Van. It's always a pleasure. We're gonna write him a
That's
song.
a cool name, Van.
Van
Cropsel.
Wow.
Van is the man. That's
He's the
that's
man.
winner.
I came up with that rhyme. He's going to try to take credit.
No, I'm gonna write a song. Van is the man.
Van
2025 is really spiraling for you, Van. Okay.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah. So, and we also like to thank Emil Vidmar for this beautiful studio. Thank you so much for allowing us to film here.
Society Art Villeray, amazing.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely wonderful. The artists are extraordinarily talented, and we're privileged to have our own little spot here. So thank you so much, Em. We appreciate it. And now comes to the special moment, the special presentation. I have the privilege and the pleasure, and I have to say that because I watch the segments. I'm on the floor. So for everybody who does not know who I'm talking about, I'd like to introduce David Iarusso and Anthony Imperioli, the
Nice
two
to meet
creators of Nonna Maria.
Nonna Maria.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you for having us on, by the way.
Thank you for coming. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for accepting. And I know there's a lot of questions that we want to ask because Nonna Maria is legendary. She is the epitome of hilarity, the Italian, like to the core. And so the first question would naturally have to be, how did she come about? Who was, who created this idea? Was it a collective thing?
Oh, I think it's a collective thing. It's hard to pinpoint how it came about. We've always been doing things, like even before. I want to say before the internet, because then that would like date us.
Oh, wow, I was gonna say
I
that's...
know. But like,
Remember, kids,
yeah,
when the
in high
internet
school,
didn't exist?
MS-DOS.
Yeah. Well, before you could even put videos on the internet, there
Yeah,
was a point where like,
let's say,
pre-YouTube,
MySpace.
pre-MySpace,
Pre-MySpace.
Wow.
pre-everything. Yeah, like we would make videos of just anything, just like having fun and basically like, so there was always a bit of something going on, like before, Nonna was just one of the things that's like, I think it was just like a perfect melange
Cocktail.
of thing, cocktail of like, okay, Facebook was kind of a thing, and YouTube's,
It's just
growing,
started,
had, like, you know, like, and it's kind of like all these things put together made the things that we were doing before, where we're just like, oh, okay, we're in our basement, like my parents' basement, we're filming a video with like a Jar Jar Binks puppet, and he has like a freaking knight helmet on. I have that video somewhere. I have to put it up.
Good.
And we're just filming this for we don't even know what, because there was
For us.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
us.
For
you know?
us.
And
We were
this,
practicing.
Yeah, and this was kind of like a thing that kind of went somewhere, you know. And it was born out of like different things. Like I was working with some comedians. I was doing some cartoons, animated cartoons that also. They were on my website at the time. Again, like a pre-YouTube, pre-Facebook era, where we would you would forward emails.
Yeah.
And you have to
instead of,
type
like,
in the website.
Yeah, like go to the, you know, like, and like, oh, something's funny. Remember, like, you used to get forwarded emails like all the time. Like, this is like, you know, and then from that it was like, okay, like I was animating for some other people, but I was like, oh, I want to kind of create our own thing. And animation was always a bit like time consuming, because you gotta, you know,
Yeah.
every frame you have to turn into a different picture.
Yeah.
This is also
And,
very time consuming.
yeah, but less
Nonna is
so.
very time consuming.
Yeah, it's less time consuming, but like it's kind of gives you this almost the same effect of having this sort of cartoon character persona that is there in real time and could interact with anybody.
Yeah.
That's what I like about puppets in general. Like a puppet is like basically a cartoon come to life. It's kind of like Roger Rabbit, but like it's just like a material, like it's there. Like
Yeah.
you could, you know, if like Kermit the Frog is here, you could talk to Kermit the Frog. He doesn't have to be put in
Digitally,
post,
Yeah,
like in
post edit and just,
edit.
like, glued
It's just like,
together.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like here's a cartoon, and so like that there was that, and basically, yeah, it was just came out of like Dave and I. We have Erminio too, that I want to name, and Eric, who were also there.
Who are no longer with us.
I mean, they're doing
Well,
their
no,
own.
they're on their own path.
They're doing
right?
their own thing, but
Yeah.
like at the time I was working at the Leonardo da Vinci Center, and I remember Erminio and I, we used to like prank call the girl at the front desk, and I would do Nonna Maria, and Erminio would yell in the background like he's the nonno, like ask about Joe Cacchione tickets, and you know, like, and then from there there was this thing that we did called Minchia Bro. I don't even know how to say it.
It sounds authentic. I
Yeah,
can tell you that.
Minchia Bro. And it was like this animated thing that I did at Dawson that, like, again, was being forwarded through emails. And I was like, okay, I want to continue this thing. And
Which originated from Laurier McDonald hand-drawn comics you were doing
Yes,
about us,
yeah.
South Park
yeah,
style.
it was like a South.
Oh,
Yeah. So
nice.
it was always this
Yeah.
thing, always stuff being done, you know. And then Armenia was like, oh, you know, well, what if we just like we get like a grandmother, and Dave could be the freaking grandson, and it's like, okay. And then we went.
We went up north to a chalet. We had a fun day
Yeah.
filled with activities. And that brought us inspiration.
Yes.
And
And then that evening we.
As you're taking a sip.
and yeah, sure enough, we just point and shoot, and like you
Yeah.
see Anthony's arm, and
Yeah, if you go to the
just
first
very,
ever
very
video,
raw,
it's very,
no,
you know.
no,
It's very beginning. Very.
but no, there was no like we need to do this because we're gonna put it online and we're gonna.
Yeah.
There was no plan. It was
Okay.
just we're having fun. Like the videos Anthony was speaking about earlier that are on some VHS somewhere that
Yeah.
we filmed
Yeah.
in the basement, right? It was for us, not for anyone.
Yeah.
Until we, excuse me, until we posted the first three,
Yeah.
and the third one was Candina Canadese, which exploded
Yeah.
Yeah.
to the point sharing, it would be like you're saying, sharing an email of, have you seen this video? Not posting it on a Facebook or on a whatever Twitter. Or whatever.
Yeah, like social media.
No social media,
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
when we started, Facebook was kind
was
of
there.
start. It was
Yeah.
the beginning of
It was
Facebook.
there. You
know?
couldn't like, and again, I could be wrong, but I remember you couldn't watch a video right off of Facebook.
You
Like,
have to put a
Okay.
link.
It was just a
Yeah,
link,
the link.
or sometimes it was the thumbnail, but the thumbnail sent you to YouTube, and Facebook didn't like that, so they like tried to, I don't know, it's all this
Yeah, I
stupid,
was
all
like,
this stupid
oof.
technical.
What's
Yeah.
But
your relationship? Is it just high school buddies?
Yeah.
even further, we go to elementary.
Oh wow.
And our
okay.
parents grew up
Yes,
together.
yeah.
Well, yeah, his
Yeah.
dad and my mom went to high school together.
Yeah.
There's like family, not blood relation,
like
but
you're
not
more-
even paisan.
okay.
More like they were bowling
They're-
together.
yeah,
Let's
Yeah.
call my
Let's
mom.
call. Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. You know?
Yeah. You know when you like say for your whole life that like you're someone's cousin. Oh yeah, they're my cousin, and then you realize, oh,
I never said
Like,
that.
you know,
Yeah,
you might
yeah,
do
we
that,
didn't
but
have
it's a
that.
family
Just want to
friend.
make
yeah.
it clear.
but
But
then
we've known each other. We've encountered each other since we're like 4 or 5 years old
my
at these
God.
like
Yeah.
Saturday nights at La Kumara, whatever
Yeah.
place. But we
Yeah.
weren't friends. I don't think we're friends even now anymore. But
no,
we
I don't
we
know who
weren't
you are.
even through
Professionally
elementary
for this,
school. We weren't really friends until about end of grade 6 and
more
secondary
in high
1. That's
school,
when we
more in high
started
school.
getting closer.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I considered you my friend in elementary.
I imagine
I'm
you-
finding this out now.
I know,
because
they
I was
had
the,
them
I
all
was the
together.
cool one. I was the cool one. You wanted to.
Yeah, to get in
Yeah,
there.
get into the gang.
So I would imagine it's sorry, Lisa.
It's okay, go.
This interests me because it seems like you guys are. It's the vibe that kind of brought you together because I see the same joking characteristic,
Yeah.
the pranksters. You're, to me, you're comedians. So to me, it's like a borderline. I don't know if you were thinking of ever doing shows, but
Well,
which is something
I've-
to talk about.
I've done
Natural.
stand-up.
Okay, you've done
comedy.
stand-up,
I've
okay.
produced comedy shows as well.
Okay,
So,
okay.
sorry I interrupted.
No,
you.
at all. It's good.
But like joking around and doing stupid things, for sure, 100%. Like
Yeah.
on and off stage.
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Like that's the hang. I imagine you guys
Yeah.
hanging out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Like sometimes we would hang out and like, okay, let's film a stupid video.
yeah.
and that's I think like I was thinking about that, like, you know, we like to think of it, oh, it was an accident, we went up north and we bowled a puppet and we filmed, but it's like, but we were always kind of filming, we're always doing things.
always
and so it was
creating.
like
Yeah.
like this was just one of the things that had like a good had the like
A vibe,
the
it
cocktail,
had a good
had the
vibe.
like the thing around it that made it like, oh, okay, it was like
Made it stick.
Yeah.
yeah, it hit like in that
A glue.
that niche of like Italian immigrant humor and people, and you know, there was like a lot of that kind of comedy was kind of starting to go around. Like Giovanni, like
Yeah.
hit that niche like perfectly because
He was the first one
Yes.
in that I can remember
Yeah.
that like the Italian jokes hit a mass
Yes.
Yeah.
amongst the
100%,
second generation,
yeah.
like our
Yeah.
generation.
And he was probably even the first to like. He probably was the first to do it so like specific to this kind of
yeah.
group of people, but he was also the first to kind of hit that sort of like because it was like Napster at the
Yeah,
time. It was
utilizing-
things of,
utilizing the technology
Yeah,
at the
utilizing
time,
the
like-
technology of like I had downloaded his comedy routines, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we're like sharing those. Like we're sharing the digital thing. It wasn't. We probably would have never heard. I mean, we may have eventually have heard of him, but like that was our exposure to him was through.
That medium.
that
New
medium.
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
And then in turn, I guess we were a bit that second generation of technology in the sense of YouTube, where
Yeah.
our videos, we like, you know, we could share them with the world, and we can be seen around the world.
It's insane, eh? When
Yeah.
you think
Yeah,
about
and now
it.
it's
Crazy.
TikTok and all this
Not
stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
but
But
yeah,
still,
so
that technology changed the world, man.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't forget they have you can create a channel,
Yeah.
right? So you're
yeah.
sort of housing your idea in one space. So now people recognize her and they shoot right there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the fact is, you guys gained a lot of momentum because I mean, you guys were everywhere. at
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
point.
it
was
wild.
quite
Yeah.
weird,
crazy.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
it was weird.
Yeah. I mean, the little clips of especially the soccer. When the soccer hit,
With the
and
World
she's
Cup,
standing,
yeah.
the World
Yeah,
Cup,
or
and
the Euro.
in Little Italy,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, you guys embraced that part of that demographic that people would associate with people. But the puppet, I think, gave it another life.
Yes.
And I think that's what the attraction was. But how did you come up with the idea of a nonna? Why not any other character?
Giacomino from the
Why-
bar, you
Yeah,
know?
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why was it a nonna?
Yeah, it's a very good
didn't even
question.
know I'd answer that
I don't think there was a thought process behind we're gonna, I think like Anthony touched on earlier with our friend Herminio, who's like, oh, you know what, we'll get this old lady puppet because of the prank calls Anthony was making. So, let's maybe it could have been a old lady making prank call video channel, you know, so.
And it was Herminio who bought these puppets, you know. He's like, I'm buying these puppets, I don't care, you know, like he was very adamant. I'm like, okay, so he bought the Nonna.
And the chef.
And he bought a chicken, you know. And at first we were doing videos with this chicken. And we did a few videos with the chicken, and then we went up north, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do some more chicken videos. And it's like, okay, let's try with Nonna, the Nonna ones, and that was it. It was just like this character happened. It was Dave was, he was standing there. I didn't even know if he even knew he was gonna be in a video.
It was
he
literally
was standing there looking at pictures that we had taken during the day, and then I went up to him with the puppet, and I. ¿Qué voy a mangiare? I think it was like
it was the poutine video,
What? Poutine. Okay, poutine. You know, it just like became like this this thing, and the jokes were like, well, I don't know, like at first like she makes a couple of dirty jokes because it's like, you know, you're
quite raw.
Your first like everyone who puts on like a puppet or something for the first time, for some reason like their first thing of like, it's like, oh, let me do some dirty jokes of like, you know.
Of course.
The fans too, like we'll be in the streets and Settimana Italian or something, and guys are like lifting the skirt.
You know, it's like, okay,
It's like,
you know, it's
kind of
like,
weird in a way. Like either way, even if it's just a puppet, it's an old lady puppet. Like I don't know what fetishes they have there, but anyway,
Who was
Live
that?
in the flesh.
right?
Yeah, I forget. Someone did that, and then you're like, you went to them and you're like, that's Nonna. And then they were like taken aback to it, as if they had
God.
like,
They were
You
offended.
violated
like,
my Nonna.
you know?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
But why Nonna? I mean, the thing is, we're constantly coming up with ideas and characters in our minds. You mentioned sponsors earlier, so if there's any sponsors out there, give us some money. No, like obviously we want to introduce
puppet real estate.
Puppet real.
We want to introduce new characters, and like it doesn't have to just be the Italian guy. It could be the Greek neighbor, the Portuguese, or the Quebecois, or whatever it may be. But I guess Nonna is just because also we were raised by our grandmothers.
100%.
Like my mom and dad went to work from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. In the morning, my grandmother came over, and after school, lunch and after school, I was there. So,
They
I mean,
lived
Mom,
with
I
me.
love you. You raised me too there,
lived
but
with
like,
me.
it's our grandparents. So there's that, and they're funny. They're funny because of the way they speak. They try to speak English and French, and they're just we're playing Nintendo and like it's so stupidach, whatever. So there's so much gold there. So that was where we took it from there.
You know, I was talking to some friends of mine the other day, and I was amazed at our parents' generation. They came from Italy. They've been here. Okay, my parents know, but let's say my grandparents came. They've been here, who knows how many years?
Thousands.
50 years. Since my grandfather didn't speak a word of English or French, yet made a good living to buy a house, which it would never happen today. You can't come here
I mean,
today.
we can't even buy a house. I'll call your friend Van. I don't know if he could help me.
No, it's crazy, but like, and there's a whole community of people that came from Italy, and just with their hands, without knowing English or French, they all have houses. They worked fucking hard. They don't speak the language. They don't read or write. But
They
made it. They made it for 40, 50, 60 years without learning a language. It's like, we could never do it. We can't last fucking 10 minutes. Can't go order a poutine if I didn't say it in French, you know?
Look, I moved to Italy in 2018. I came back after a year because of like,
it's hard.
I mean, I speak English, French, and Italian. I really did my best to try to integrate myself, but I was like, what the fuck? How does this country work? What's going on?
There's no work.
I'm going back, you know, I'm going to go back.
Yeah, it's very hard there. It's very
nice
hard
to live. I mean, the idea is still there to maybe move back one day, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah, I know. It's a
But yeah, so
completely
to touch
different
on
life.
that, like, it's
Completely different
crazy.
life. Well, I know Francesca, who also does the podcast. She's not here tonight, but she came from Rome.
Okay.
Yeah. She moved from Rome to here. So she says, "Oh, you know, I love." But then again, it's like we're here. We want to be there. Then you're there. You
We
wanna
want
be
the
here.
food and the sun.
That's
the
it.
rest,
Yeah.
The
fuck
weather.
That's it. They can have the
Politically-
rest of Canada.
Politically, financially, not so much.
Not so much. They're
Mind
just
you.
as, you know, every
Mind
place
you,
is the same shit.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem. So when you have created your I would say your story about who she was and where you wanted to go with this,
Did you ever encounter any, I don't know, any issues along the way, like this is not working? And if so, how did you guys sort of collaborate to say, well, you know, these are the stories that we could use, these are the stories that we should stay away from? Because remember, I mean, we're dealing with an Italian culture here, and there's a lot of people that are, right?
Sensitive.
So sensitive to the topic, right?
Offended.
Yeah, boy. So how did you know where your limit was at one point, or how did you know that, okay, this is the storyline that we're going to do today? Because there's just so much that you said, like they were rich in information and rich in the culture. How did you know where to go? Like, how did you know where to start?
Wow.
Okay, I don't want to do all the talking, but I was.
Can I take? Well,
Take
go
this
for it.
one. Take it.
Take
Take
it,
it for Nonna.
Take it.
I think in that whole discussion, I forgot what the question was.
There's times where we will just come up with ideas, whatever it may be, and then we'll flesh them out, of course. Lately, we've been building like universe building, like the rules of the universe, like, okay, this is where she's from, and this is her, you know, they're just for us.
Yeah.
So be it. Topics of conversation and ideas for videos, we're open to many things. We try not to censor ourselves, but we are careful not to offend anyone.
Yeah.
But we also want people to know that we are sharing stories that we've lived out, like whether it's a religious topic or whatnot, if we're making fun of Jesus or Padre Pio or whatever it is. It's not to make, because we hate or don't want, but it's, well, we lived this with our grandparents. Like they had weird traditions that we're showing you. It's not to offend anyone.
Madonna,
But we are trying to be careful not to offend.
The point is not to offend. It's to kind of put something funny out there.
Yeah.
Like, I know we grew up on The Simpsons, and to me, like, The Simpsons is, you know, I mean, early Simpsons. I haven't watched a Simpsons episode in years, but like, you know, there's a whole fleshed out community there, and there's a whole, and the jokes are like, you'll watch a Simpsons episode and you're like, wow, I never understood that joke. I didn't get that joke when I was that age, you know. And it's like this whole, like as a kid, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's cool. It's a cartoon. It's edgy, and like sometimes, you know, there's a scene that's a bit, you know,
Risque.
I don't know, risque, you know,
Yeah.
And so it's like kind of, we want to skirt that line too. Like I'm like, the first video we did, like we talked about, like, okay, I made a few dirty jokes, because we're just doing this on a blank sheet of paper, because there's no one who has watched a Nonna Maria video before. So putting it out there, I'm like, okay, like 6 people are gonna watch this video, and then it's like, oh, okay, it was
There's
500,
2 million.
yeah,
Oh, shit.
That multiplied real quick, right?
So it's like, okay, and then like you start to, you know, once you start hearing from the fans and you start hearing things, and at the same time, while it's important to want to give the audience what they want, I think too it's important that like we do what makes us laugh. Like we'll make Dave and I laugh, or we'll make like, oh, I find this funny, because then if I try to like, if you try and appease too much, and you kind of like dilute yourself, you know, and if you take in too much of like, oh, you guys shouldn't have done that. That was like a bit too out of line. And then like, you know, I'll think about it. I won't be like, oh no, screw that person. They don't know what. I'll be like, okay, let me think. Like, what was I out of line? And I'll decide like, okay, maybe this part we could have done less. You know, and it kind of helps us to find that line, because I think it's important to have that line, because you could be extremely outrageous and. Like, oh, let's just make a bunch of sex jokes and this, and it's an old lady, so it's funny. So it's because it's, you know, there's such a contrast between, you know, but like, it's more of that, having those restrictions helps us to be more creative, you know, in that space. And like, kind of like, I think the last video we did, where like Nonna says this like crazy dirty joke, and it's a while since we have done like it.
Well, it was a dick joke. We made a dick joke for Nonna Maria.
Hey,
you
man.
know, like,
Can't have a Nonna without a dick joke.
too bad.
You know, and it's like, okay, you know, like we went there and you know, we pushed a bit, but we didn't like, it's not like this blatant, like,
it's
you know,
subtle.
Yeah.
you know, Subtle.
Have you seen have you seen Bill Burr's comedy?
He's
or
my favorite comedian. of all
right?
time, yeah.
I mean, he doesn't hold back.
No.
I don't believe in hitting a woman,
Yeah.
but is there a reason to? Yeah,
You
fuck
know,
yeah.
like-
Like that's his whole skit. Is that? It's funny. It's shit. But
He's why I'm doing stand-up.
there you go.
comedy.
So
Yeah.
you've got to play that. That's what comedy is.
Yeah,
It's
everything
towing
could
that
be
line.
funny if you're funny. Like there's people that try to use shock value, but it's not funny.
It's not funny.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
There's a
some of it is-
difference. You
There's
know?
a difference. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But how has, okay, now my next question is, from the beginning, her creation to now, how has she evolved and changed you?
Oh boy, man, she's getting deep.
I
over
got
here.
balder as the
Definitely
years
started-
went
Did
by.
you have hair in the first?
No, I was still balder, but
So it was a
slightly
post-
less. Like I had a,
Post.
actually, I probably have more hair now than I did before. Ooh, how did it change us? Like in life, or in regards to Nonna Maria? or?
Well, in
As a
terms-
person.
As a person.
Well, now I only expect the best service when I go to restaurants.
Yeah.
I bring Nonna.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Like I creatively, I'm speaking for myself, not for Anthony, but creatively, it made me a little bit more attentive on the quality of my work, whether it's stand-up comedy, whether it's writing or whatever it may be. I'm a little more attentive as opposed to carefree.
Yeah.
I'm a cinephile, so I love movies. I love plus I have ADHD and OCD, so I'm very like. Well, look at that guy in the background there, like looking at him. So there's like I'm a little more attentive,
Yeah.
which will transcribe into my art
Okay,
today. you
okay.
know? I don't know if that's a good answer. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I think Nonna Maria did for us. Is basically for me.
Yeah, I think it evolved. Again, speaking for me, and I'm sure some of this applies to Dave, is that it evolved storytelling. It evolved definitely how I look at like art as a whole. Like to kind of, I know like now I know that it needs space.
Yeah.
And at one point, because like what happened was we haven't been doing Nonna Maria for a while. Like
If you haven't noticed.
Yeah, it's only like if you go back, like there's maybe a since when? Since like.
But we started in what 2009. Then like we were pretty active until about 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
Then I got a girlfriend.
Oh, that
Then
old
we
thing.
broke
That's
up.
what happened.
Then we
There's
broke
a
up.
whole
Then I
Yoko
moved to
Ono
Italy.
thing going on, you know. But yeah, it was like around
There was a
2014,
pause in it.
2015. There's like, you know, we took. I kind of had a bit of a burnout myself. Like I was like, this is, I was trying to do too much
Okay.
in too little time.
Okay.
And I think what we made was of quality. I think it was like some of my favorite stuff too.
Yes.
Just because like, you know, we had done these 3 particular videos that are about like 12 to 13 minutes each. They're like more like short films.
Okay.
Like now we're doing like little skits, like 30 seconds, a minute. But those are like short films. They're kind of like a bit of a prototype of like, oh, maybe this could be like a series one day that like people can watch.
Netflix, if you're listening.
Yeah. And, you know, yeah,
You never know.
Yeah.
But it was just too much, too fast, and like very compressed. I don't know. I was just like, so after that, I'm like, okay, and it wasn't like even like I said, like, no, I'm taking a break from this project. It was just more like, I need to take a step back just for a bit just to see it. But it was always there. It's like, okay, I'm going to work on this week. I'm going to work on this week. And that happened for the next like 5 years, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Of like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll get together with Dave every once in a while. Okay, yeah, we're going to start this week. And then I would just kind of, you know? So it was like very much like, okay, there's something that is happening between myself and this project. And like, you know, and even my other, like all my other creative stuff kind of just like,
Simmered a bit.
yeah, you know, like, okay, I got a job, you know, and it was just like, so now that we're kind of getting back into it, I think one of the camera things.
It went click.
Yeah.
That's mine. Though nobody needs to
Okay.
see my face. That's it.
Yeah, I think now that we're getting back into it, there's more of a intention.
Yeah.
There's more like space. Like there's more like, okay, I need to, like, you know, we'll write this thing out and let it sit.
Okay.
You know, and then go back to it and look at it, add another layer to it. Where, like Dave said, we're we're building out the universe. We're building out the story. We're building out her backstory. How is it going to be the world, you know? And we've had other people too come through the mix, and they've helped us immensely too. Like, you know, like it's been like amazing to see like what happens when people come together to do something. And like I'm talking particularly about like those like 3 episodes that we filmed too. Like we had like more of a group, you know. And
We had a crew.
Yeah, we had a crew.
Oh,
So it was
nice.
like
It wasn't
kind of
just us.
yeah, it wasn't just us.
Which was fun, just us, but it was like a little more professional
Yeah.
for what we had come from. you
Yeah.
know?
So it's like I think for me the idea would be finding like that balance between like doing something that's really nice and like kind of you watch and it's like it's aesthetically pleasing to look at, has a great story, but then still has some of that flexibility from the early stuff
Yeah. Okay.
of like you know going up to Dave and-
Creativity always comes, like there's always I find there's
lead.
ups and downs, of
Yeah.
course. But sometimes when you're trying too hard,
Yes.
and as a musician, I feel the same way. Like sometimes if I'm trying to get that song, and I just one part, and you're overthinking, it doesn't flow like the way it should.
yeah
And when you forget about it, 2 years later, like fuck.
yeah
Hey, what about? And then it comes to you in 2 seconds. You know?
I think that's also a bit why Anthony and I are like, we had a long break for Nonna Maria, but also today we're a bit, well, I'll speak for myself, so I shouldn't speak for him, but I find there's too much, like everyone needs these, like every week I have to put something every day, and these videos, some of them are great, I laugh as well, but sometimes like, you just put out a video to put out a video, and that's something we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Doesn't mean all our
Totally
videos are gonna be, 10 on
of
10s, probably not. But it's that we don't want it to be that constant, like we have to pump them
yeah
out
like, oh shit we
Yeah.
haven't
just because
I don't
we have
want
to
to lose
stay
the
relevant.
momentum. I
Yeah.
don't want to
Yeah,
lose that.
exactly.
You want to
Momentum.
watch, and
then you have this whole algorithm.
I was just gonna say that.
so
They
it's
put
like-
that on you as well.
Yeah.
And you say
It rewards your
Yeah, exactly.
it rewards your like how much you
Consistency.
consistency
Yeah.
but consistency to an unhealthy degree. Like I need to put something out, the more you put out the more you stay relevant within the algorithm, and so now you're having but just like Dave was saying, people just putting videos to put out a video, and we don't want to do that. We want to be like, okay, we know right now we're doing shorter form videos.
Yeah.
That's not our plan forever. Like, oh, TikTok and Instagram, all this stuff is like everyone's hot on these reels,
Yeah.
so let's just make it. So okay, we're gonna do that because we're like again, we're restarting the wheel, we're restarting the momentum, but we want to get back to those like longer form videos, universe exploring, maybe like live
Parodies.
shows, parodies,
Parodies,
music. We want to like have fun with like really explore, really make this character like our way to go into this Italian culture thing, but like explore it in a way that's just like fun. Like
The thing is, you've got to do what makes it fun for you.
Yeah.
Do
100%.
that, and from that, something will stem. It's just because the harder you try, or anyone tries for that matter, it works. It can work.
Yeah.
you can't
100%.
force it.
There's a book called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck,
yeah.
and it's worth
Oh, yeah,
gold.
100%.
Yeah, it's
I have it at home. I haven't read it yet.
it's I just like the title. I read over the title all the time, but
That's it.
But and the avenue, you don't even know what avenue it'll take you.
Yeah.
As long as you're enjoying it, if you want to do the 30-second because it's compelling to you, you do it. If you want to do the big one, you do it. And then it'll come, right? There could be a comedian that might call you and say, "Hey, how about we do something?" That works well. Or who knows, man? It goes anywhere.
Yeah, because they say, well, I mean, there's no real format that you need to follow. You follow your own format.
Exactly.
that's it.
Really. So, and your ideas are your own. So from that stems, and it will spiral if it's meant, and it is meant because
It's funny as fuck. That's why.
I mean,
It's super
it's
funny.
hilarious, right? So, the seed has been planted,
Yeah.
right? The seed has been planted, and you have your channel, and people are going to go to it regardless because she's recognized. So with that, and I find that you're very organized in terms of taking a step back because you're just giving yourself a fresh look of what was done and where you're headed.
Yes.
And I think I commend you because you're not rushing the idea and you have something that's gold that you're not burning.
We've heard that before.
For sure.
Except we heard that we are burning. You guys just go. What are you doing?
Well, burning meaning you
But
just put anything out there.
yes.
Right?
yes,
And then you're gonna lose her after.
Yeah,
right?
we're definitely being, like I said, we're being intentional with what we want to do. with how we approach, like even asking for sponsors and asking for funding. Like I mean, the latest thing we did is we put out this like Christmas promo where people could order a video.
Like
from
a
Nonna
cameo,
Maria.
you know,
yeah,
a
like,
cameo
yeah,
where you-
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
but it's like Nonna Maria in a Christmas setting. Like we set up this whole Christmas thing. It's not just like a selfie of. It's like you know, we're gonna film it nicely, and you get to send that to like. So that's a way of like.
That's how we're
you know, hey, if you do
paying
this,
ourselves,
you
you know?
support us,
Yeah.
and you know, we'll make more videos, and we know like the sponsorship and the funding is gonna come. But
Merchandise and
again, we
all
want to
that,
do that intentionally. If we put out merch, we want the merch to be something like that has care and quality and something put into it that's not just like, because we did it before, like where we would like, there's those drop shipping websites where you kind of upload the logo and then a company and who knows where, if someone orders, they ship it and then you get like $3 and it's just whatever. I mean, those are, now we're talking technical stuff, but it's just like, okay, but then you get the shirt and the shirt's okay quality, but you know, like, so it's like
we care. Like
yeah. So
Like-
that's it. So like to maybe even answer your question about how it's evolved us, like we grew a caring for it through how we approached the project. You know, like
Bella
now-
figura. Well,
Yeah.
I always
I want to do a
Has to
bella
be,
figura.
yeah.
to look.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Well, the hardest part, I know tons of people, or I mean, a very good friend of mine has. It's not the same, but it's it hit. So it went viral.
Right, that's it. Yeah.
Going viral is one thing. Making money is another. So, and that's the hard part of art, is because, you're amazing at what you do, then you go viral. Now, how do we turn that into money?
Yeah.
Because 1 million views,
Yeah.
it gives you exposure.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to. I need to make money.
It's been a struggle
Right?
for us because we're two people who are, I don't want to sound like I have a big head or anything, we're more artists than businessmen.
100%.
And then when you have, we've had plenty of people approach us with like, what about, or do you invest or sponsors? I can manage and I can do this. And we're, two idiots like, let's listen. And we're like, but we have, thank God we have a bit of that sense of, I don't know if, do we trust, do we not
Very
trust?
true, yeah.
So the monetizing of it has always been a struggle for us, but we make sure that the product is always top before anything else.
that's-
Oh yeah, that's it. But that's the
And,
best.
Yeah, viral and monetizing is two
100%.
different things.
Yeah.
100%. But it's, you know what, it's work and it'll come naturally.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel it with someone, then don't.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah, exactly.
Your art is.
I mean,
worth
look how
more than-
many big names get screwed over
Of
by
course.
agents or agencies and stuff like that, or parents or family. That I'm your manager, and then
Yeah, that's it.
Where's
And you're in
Where's my
conserv-
Yeah, that's
Where's
it.
the easiest place? Like, where do we find? Is it all on YouTube? Is it all on? Like,
I
is there a
think now
channel?
the more up to date, the content that's the most up to date, where we keep it, is probably Instagram.
Instagram
Yeah.
under Nonna Maria.
Nonna Maria TV
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. Have all your shows there. I know because I
Yeah.
follow.
Okay, awesome.
and there's still the videos
Yeah,
on YouTube.
There's
You
the
can
videos
always
on
go
YouTube.
check that out.
YouTube has like the backlog.
catalog, yeah.
I've been putting up the shorts that we put on Instagram. I've been putting them on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then we just kind of want to continue doing this and then kind of go back to YouTube, and we want to introduce a live element too, like live streaming at one point, and then a live show. Again, the
You can take your
DVD.
show.
there's the plans there.
You can take your show on the
definitely
road.
something
Yeah.
that's
That's
been
exactly
talked
what I was
about.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we would
It's,
love to do that. That's
Leonardo da
something,
Vinci Center
Yeah.
has a beautiful.
We've
yeah.
we've done LDV to open up for Joe Avati. That was
See?
one of our
Nice.
things. It was
Really
our
cool.
first live
Yeah.
show with
Which-
props and
That's
Yes.
great.
That's amazing.
nerve wracking.
And just
but
like
it
as,
worked,
as an aside, since we spoke about Joe Avati before too, and him, like when he came to Montreal for the first time, he was the first shows at LDV. He did like 13 in a row. I don't remember. He did like a crazy amount of shows in a row. And Dave and I were working at the
we were the ushers.
LDV Center as ushers.
Wow.
So we were
nice.
like, I was 17, and Joe has always been amazing. Like, I remember, like, we worked every night, his show, and every night it was just like, it was
Amazing.
funny.
Something to
and-
watch.
Yeah. And then I remember we were walking on Saint Laurent one around that same time, and he was having, he was eating, and we're just two kids. We're not like, and it's like, hey, we say hi. He's like, hey, go. He invited us to eat
Wow.
with him, and and then like Fast forward, 10
3 or
years?
4 years.
Well, maybe
2001.
less,
No,
yeah.
you're absolutely right. Yeah, 10
Yeah.
years. Yeah, 2012. It was
22,
when
yeah.
we did the show for him.
Yeah, and then we're opening up for him when he's coming back, you know?
Oh, nice.
So it was nice,
Really
like, you know, and so I think, like, we definitely have to name him as a big inspiration for that,
Yeah,
too,
for
because, like, there is something about that comedy, too. Like, it hits, like, for me, like, when I'm on Instagram,
Yeah.
the things that make me laugh are the Italian stuff and even the Quebecois stuff.
I love
my
it.
God,
The
some of that is
Quebecois
hilarious.
stuff is great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like no one, that can't exist anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, but nothing like I'll watch something from like a general kind of funny video, and it's
Yeah.
funny, but like I don't know if it's
When you know, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that's it. You look at it,
Yeah.
it's familiar to you.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that's so true.
Well, speaking of
So,
shows,
yeah,
I think do we have a game here set up?
we do.
yeah.
We do have a game
I'm
here.
thinking maybe Nonna should make an
I was,
appearance. Does she
I was
like
about
games?
to ask,
Is
like,
she-
is,
is she
is
here?
Nonna
Is she
going to
gonna
be
come? Is
coming?
she coming? Or?
We'll see. I think I don't know, but she gave me this valise to bring.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Let me see. Watch.
I don't know what's in it there, but I'll leave it here for now.
You know what? Maybe
Okay.
we should go take a look.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Should we take a little break? And
Yeah,
then,
let's take a 2-minute pause to
I
go
have to
see.
pee, so it would
Yeah.
be great.
yeah, yeah, there you go.
It would be great too.
Okay, we'll reconvene in like 2 seconds.
This is going to be the toilet and the
Pee
drinking
time,
break.
pee
The
time.
drinking break, yeah, and then
Pausa.
we'll see what's inside this
See,
valise.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Oh my God, we're back already, but
It was a good pee.
it
Felt good. Never mind.
It was quite long. But where did Anthony go?
Anthony's missing.
Anthony, you went to
Did he go to pee?
probably went to pee as well. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God!
wow.
Well, it's okay. Should we wait for him?
I don't know. I think.
Oh,
That's not Anthony.
No.
Who's?
Siamo arrivati alla
What are you
casa.
doing here, Nonna? You finally made it.
Dove siamo?
We've been here for an hour and a
Che è
half.
questa arte qua? Tutta la femmina nuda.
Did you, did
Chi
you
è
see the
questa?
ass?
Ah, ciao, bella, come stai?
Come stai?
Io sto buono, tu?
Bene, grazie.
Wow, bello sto posto.
It's a nice spot.
very nice.
It's very nice.
Did you
yes.
see the ass? There's an ass.
Oh, mannaggia, Davide.
Amazing. I'm gonna bring it home after. And a lot I could do with that.
Queste come quelle cose sull'internet che guardi tu sempre.
That I've
no?
always.
A
that
porno
you always-
hub.
That's the porno hub.
Pomodoro Hub.
Yeah. That's the one you go on.
Yeah, I like that
Pomodoro
one. Tutte quelle belle pomodoro. Ecco qua,
He's
è
back. He's
arrivato.
back.
Oh, mannaggia.
Nonna, do you like games? Ti piace giocare?
Giocammo che? Scopa, brisca, che vuoi
No,
giocare?
questo si chiama Rapid
Rapid
Response.
response.
Rapid response.
Gotta be quick.
Yeah.
Oh, ok.
Boh. Ti faccio vedere. I'm gonna ask
Rapid.
Lisa the first one. And then after, Nonna's gonna get the question, and David's gonna
Do I
get
have
the
an
question as
advantage
well.
if I hear the question before? Is it?
Well, someone
No,
does it
doesn't work that way?
first.
I'm not gonna cheat.
Yeah, but you can't say the same answers.
Ah, okay. So it's okay. Understood.
Okay.
So-
No, aspetta, I don't understand.
Tu rispondi alla questione.
Ok.
Ok?
That's it?
Yeah, you
I
cominci.
win. Ok. Allora.
È facile.
You cominci con Lisa. Lisa, name 3 things you whisper.
Secrets?
Uh-huh.
Boy.
Maneuvers?
That too, yes. Maneuvers. And passwords.
Nonna. 3 things that you whisper.
La preghiera a Bambino Gesù. Quando Luigi mi arrabbia, se va dentro la camera and I don't want him to hear. And le numero di telefono di concetto quando sto chiamando. Sai, I have to say it out loud, so you know.
So here, Dave, we're gonna
Oh,
go
man,
for you.
I had 3 and they're all gone.
They're all
She
good,
was
'cause-
messing me up.
I
I'm
stole
gonna
your
say, the nuclear codes, the hit lists. of
There
your
you go.
enemies. You
There.
gotta take care of the guy. You go sit in his ear.
Yeah.
And what else do you whisper?
Quella là,
Maybe your
l'interbacia.
ATM password.
Your
when
ATM,
you're-
your PIN.
your
Your
pin.
pin.
and your t-
Agreed.
Whisper it to
Stuff.
yourself.
Now you don't have time to think about it. Name 3 things you say to seem cool.
Oh, I'm a comedian.
Super cool.
I have a Vespa.
Oh, you're not messing around with
I
that
don't know
one.
about that one.
And
But
of course, I'm Italian, you know.
That's super cool.
Hey, good, good.
e quando ti trovi la girlfriend sei così cool.
Those three haven't worked on the girls so far.
Nonna,
Yeah.
what
hi,
makes you
how are
cool? I'm very good. You?
What making me cool?
Yeah.
Oh, ma un frigidaire. Quando vai fuori e fa freddo.
No poco de neve.
E via, una poco di neve. L'aria condizionata.
Bravo.
And that's 3 answers.
That's
okay,
it, that's good.
Don't steal Lisa's answer.
That's good.
No, that's not my question, though.
shit.
I have another.
Now Lisa has name 3 body parts you like to work out.
Guardami in bella
Yeah,
quadro.
yeah, that's it, yeah.
Like, oh,
Is that Lisa up there? Okay.
I like to work out my legs, my arms, and my brain.
It's important.
name
Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah.
Nonna, quando fai l'esercizio, l'esercizio, I don't
Quando
even know.
faccio la palestra.
La pa-
Palestra.
what body part do you like to work? Why did I say
Work.
that so terribly?
Fammi vedere, veramente come a volte le cosce. Guarda sti cosce.
Che belle
È
cosce, no?
importante, è importante. Quando gioca a bocce,
Yeah.
Yeah.
un wrist action, così.
That's David's answer.
That's it.
Pure tu.
Yeah, my forearms.
Oh yeah, bravo.
Quando si mangia, no? Quando si mangia,
Quando
la
si
forchetta.
mangia, quando fa l'altra cosa.
Sporcaccio.
Non è io. Hai visto questo foto, mo?
When I'm on Pomodoro Hub.
Yeah,
that's what
Pomodoro
I-
Hub.
my
Mannaggia.
favorite.
Did I do 3?
I think so. I think you did
okay,
3.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
you did 3. Okay, so we're back to you, David. Now this one, I don't know where she got this one, but show us 3 faces that you do when you work out. Wait. We definitely need a close angle for that.
Close.
Wow.
Look at the muscle.
Definitely a cry face because it hurts. It's painful.
Man.
You need to go and eat some McDonald's
Oh
after.
man, I can't wait.
Lisa and the Nonna. Name,
Lisa and Nonna.
yeah,
Lisa and
name
Nonna.
3 green vegetables. Nonna, cominci con 3.
Yeah, veramente.
Un citrullo. Beans. Fagiolo.
Fagiolo, yeah.
Quattro un'altra cosa verde. Citrullo.
E rapine, no?
Rapine.
Rapine.
Cicoria.
Acicoria.
Bietola. Broccoli. Okay, whatever one
She
you
knows
want.
them all.
She knows them all.
Constantly making those salads, you know?
Ogni domenica fai un'insalata.
Una bella insalata.
Una bella insalata.
Vieni pure tu questa domenica a mangiare.
Oh.
Una bella lasagna.
Lasagna con...
Yeah.
Lisa, now you have to name 3 vegetables green.
Kale, olives, which is considered a vegetable,
Yeah, I'll take it.
and an avocado.
Okay, that was the too smart.
Siamo
about
andati
it.
fino a
Too
Mexico.
fast. Fino andate in Mexico.
Nice.
Okay, this is the last question, but it's for all 3.
Boy.
Okay, Lisa answers last
Okay.
because she knows
I
the
wrote
Roll
them.
question.
the question. Come
That's
on.
right. So, name 3 things that you can lick.
Oof.
Sporcaccio.
Finisci queste cose.
You have a
I don't
shot
have
at
a
that?
camera on it, but it's a nice and un bello culo. That's just put it down.
Trust.
Lollipops. I'm gonna keep it PG. Lollipops. Is it like a between us or one at a time?
No, you could. You,
Okay,
Fai
lollipops,
come da
ice
pare, dai.
cream, gelato, and Madonna. So why can't I think of a third one?
To lick.
Trying to
pressure,
stay
it's
PG.
the
I'm trying to stay
pressure.
PG. you know,
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
wanna- Jesus.
That's a hard
you
earlobe.
could-
Nonna, help me. What can
I don't know.
What do you think is a
Poi che lick.
Lick. A leccare.
Lick.
Yeah,
A lick.
A lick.
Ah, okay.
I said ice cream, popsicle, and lollipop. I'll say popsicle
That's
even
good.
though it's like
Yeah,
ice
it's
cream.
okay.
I like a cold lollipop. Cold lollipop. Okay. Per me,
I like to lick my finger when I turn the page of the phone book. I like to lick my finger when I like to lick the envelope. Questo mi piace.
I don't send letters.
It killed.
like that,
It killed George's girlfriend on Seinfeld,
it.
but it's okay. Man.
Così,
Così.
so she doesn't send emails anymore. She only sends letters.
Qualcuno sa morta, someone lick envelope and die.
Yes. Go på Seinfeld.
Che stu Seinfeld?
En nu juif.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
No, Juif.
It's a funny show.
Okay. I think that's the stamp and the stamp too.
Stamp to put
The
on.
But now I can't send any mail because everyone is on strike.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Speriamo che finite by then, or else I'm not gonna be.
We're not gonna get those Christmas gifts.
Exactly.
Speriamo.
Lisa, you're last.
Okay, so the lid off of a yogurt, when you take it off, sweat. So you can lick sweat when it drips down.
Okay, that's a weird answer, but okay.
It's a big dose.
When you work out, Nonna, when you work out.
When I work out, I use a towel. I don't know about the licking my sweat. Okay, but Lisa, okay. You
Sporca
and
ciao.
Daniel should work out. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm sorry. Go, bye.
And whipped cream off of a coffee.
Yes, a coffee.
Okay.
Too precise. Too precise.
Yeah, half of a coffee.
Off of a coffee. You
puts
know they
whipped
do the
cream on a
whipped cream?
coffee? Yeah.
The creme
Women.
fouettée?
Sorry, Sorry, that was sexist. Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's no pumpkin spice going in my coffee,
Right?
that's for sure.
Black.
Black, bello
Bashed.
caffè,
Maybe some
No.
sugar.
bella espressa. Ah, no, no, bella espressa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bella espressa macchiata.
Masca, that's right. Macchiato, un poco di latte, un po' di schiuma.
Yeah, un po' di latte, un po' di schiuma, un po' di tutto.
Con un bello biscotto.
Oh, bella biscotta pure. Wow. And some sweat. There's a bit of a sweat inside of it.
Yeah.
Around the rim. You can lick it.
No, you put the salt around the
Like the tequila.
The what? The
tequila.
Caesar.
Yeah.
Caesar.
The Caesar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of salt, they put the sweat. It's
That's
called
only
a
Lisa does
sweaty
that.
Only me, I do that.
Okay.
Calingua.
We're gonna go to Lisa's house for New Year's Eve. It's gonna be very
Very salty.
Sweaty.
Sweaty. Madonna. Now I need the towel.
oh my god.
Yeah, now you need a towel, yeah.
Oh my God.
How do you control Nonna, David? How do you keep
See,
her?
no hands. How do I keep her in line?
No, yeah. How do you
Not
keep her?
how do I
Yeah,
control,
no. How do you control her? Like, how do you keep
How do
her
I
in line?
keep her in line? I try to bring her up to date on what's okay to say and not okay to say in today's modern society. You know,
I think she kidnapped
Yeah.
Anthony. I think
I
he's
think
stuck
she
in
put
there.
him in the.
She locked the
put him in
bathroom
the I
door.
whispered in her ear.
Chi è questa Antonì? E non si conosce nessuno.
That's it. You took care of him.
È quella brutta barbone che stava qua prima.
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay.
Like you used to call me Bruto Barbone
Ma
before.
mozzi brutte mustache.
There's no pleasing them.
Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Pure io conosco queste Nintendo, That's David
It's because you
teach
keep
me.
watching me play all those games.
Yeah, David teach me all the Nintendo character.
Oh, really?
Waluigi, Mario, Luigi.
Who's your
They're all
favorite?
Italian.
Yeah, the
Who's
princess.
your favorite?
The princess.
I like la principessa, yeah, ma è un po' scema quella là.
She always gets kidnapped.
Yeah, I like finisce con queste lizard. The lizard all the time, getting stuck in the casa. Ok, finisce. Ah no, a me mi piace Mario, mi piace pure Luigi.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Cubert.
Donkey Kong è
Hubert.
forte.
Cubert.
Hubert. Wow, you didn't date yourself there at all. With that one.
Cubert.
Coberta.
Coperta, la
A
coperta. La
coperta.
coperta.
A coperta.
Pure io mi piace la coperta. Quando c'ho freddo. When I'm cool, I put a coperta. That's like what I make me cool. Oh no, make me the opposite of cool. Okay.
Oh, shit, that's so funny. Wow.
Nonna,
Nonna.
where can we find you?
Qua dentro questo valigia.
That's where I keep her. That's how I control her. I keep her in the valigia.
You keep her in the valise.
Step out of line.
Ma qua dentro.
Ma quando vai dentro ti
I
metti a
take a
dormire?
flight for free to Italy là dentro.
No, you have to pay carry-on now.
Yeah.
but
Nothing's
David-
free anymore. Not
David
even the
she
olives.
Yeah.
David she paid.
Davide, paga Davide. Mannaggia.
You take a free ride here.
It's on the internet. Where
with the
can,
cheese and
where
the
can they
figs.
find us on the internet?
All'internet.
Yeah.
Dici pure tu, Ci
So
sta.
on Instagram, it's nonnamaria.tv.
No, Nonna Maria TV.
Just TV. See, you know more than me. You're the one that runs the page, apparently,
Yeah,
right?
ci abbiamo questo media manager, social media
The
manager.
Barbone, the
Quello
Barbone
barbone
guy.
là.
Yeah, that's not here.
Non
He
ci
has
sta
all
qua.
the answers.
Yeah.
So
And
Nonna Maria TV on Instagram, on YouTube, Nonna Maria and Friends or Paisan.
Yeah.
I always say look for the thumbnail with the puppet, and you should.
You're-
be
Yeah,
You're good.
vai sopra internet, YouTube, scrive Nonna Maria Pupazzi. And you find.
Amazing.
I hope.
Amazing.
Google, queste cose qua.
Google.
Nonna, you have to put up your recipes. Come fai a pasta?
La facciamo.
She doesn't make it anymore because I eat McDonald's
Yeah.
all the time.
The
so
Big
she-
Mac is
What's
good.
the
Big
point?
Mac. She stopped making pasta now. I broke her heart.
Finisci con questa McDonald's qua.
Yeah,
Make it a notes.
I love the Big Mac.
so good.
È buono, nonna.
Guarda che match made in heaven qua, tutti e due. Wanna like a sweat, wanna like to lick everything. Perfect, vai, ti sposiamo.
Let's the next episode of Let's Talk It Out. We got a nice wedding going on, and you could be the
Nonna's
officiant.
gonna
There
be
you go.
efficient.
Okay.
And I'll cruise the women. Sing
There
the
you
ladies.
go.
But you're the one getting married. No.
Awesome.
Alrighty,
Okay.
thank you everybody
Thank you.
for joining us. Grazie, Nonna.
Grazie
Grazie,
a te.
David.
Thank you for having us here on questo internet qua.
And thank
Podcast. Questo è un podcast.
Podcast.
Come si chiama questa bella podcast?
you. Let's talk it out.
Let's talk it out.
Ada parlare.
Andiamo a parlare fuori. Andiamo a parlare fuori, ok.
In the cold.
Fa freddo, sta
Yeah.
la piove.
Yeah.
Sta la neve.
Yeah. A coperto, dove
Let's
sta?
talk it in. Oh, mannaggia.
Well, we're gonna say bye to, I don't know where Anthony went, but we're gonna say bye to Anthony.
He's in the
Dove
trunk of the car. We'll go
Sono
get him
andate.
after.
Yeah.
It's okay. I say bye for him, okay?
Okay, grazie, Nonna. Thank you. Thank you,
Grazie.
everybody,
Thank you.
for watching. I hope you had a great time just as much as we did. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
Love you. Love you.
Ciao.
Love you. Ok, mi fate dentro questo valiggio adesso.
Ok.
Ok, ciao.
Ciao.